So I'd like to discuss some, misconceptions, funny, awkward misconceptions that my friends have had about physically transitioning. Um, excuse me. I like to make light of these situations because, why not? There's not a lot of things to laugh. Sorry, I have a root beer, and uh, yeah, there's not a lot of things to laugh about when it comes to transitioning. There's a lot of sadness and pain involved. So when stuff like this happens, you gotta laugh at it. So basically, uh, a little bit before, about a week before I started testosterone, I ran into an old friend of mine who had graduated already from high school. So I was in grade 12 at this point. And I mentioned to her, I said, like, oh, I'll be starting testosterone in about a week. And she went, like, oh, I'm so happy for you. She gave me a hug and everything. And she goes, we had already been talking for about half an hour and she had to leave. So she had just, her parting remark was like, oh man, you must be so happy you're not going to have to wear a binder anymore. And at that point, she had to leave. And I just was not up for explaining that, testosterone does not, get rid of all of everything there and then masculinize your chest. You have to have top surgery for that. So I just let her go and went, yeah, and kind of laughed it off. But yeah, I was like, okay, so you do not know about that kind of stuff. And it's not, I'm not expecting people who aren't trans to be educated on all of the different changes that testosterone will have because they haven't been researching it for years like I have. They haven't been researching surgeons and all of this stuff like I have, so I'm not expecting them to know, but it's just funny when people have no idea what they're talking about and they just don't know. um, so then another friend of mine who I've known since I was about 10, since we were 10, we hadn't spoken since I came out to her. So I was, 15. We'd seen each other in the hallway. You say, hey, whatever. We were pretty close friends before, but, we had started growing apart. I came out to her and we just, like, she was cool about it. But at that point when I came out to her, I only came out to her so that she wouldn't mess up name and pronouns and stuff. Like, we weren't really that close by that point, and I was already pulling away. But to avoid confusion and all that, I just told her. And so anyway, we hadn't spoken in a couple years. Second semester of grade 12, we ended up having a class together. And we hadn't had a class together since grade 9. So first semester of grade 9. So, and we ended up sitting like right near each other, like right across from each other. So we started awkwardly talking again. And a couple months into the semester, at that point I'd been a couple months on testosterone. I mentioned, that I had started, and she goes, oh yeah, I could totally tell, I just didn't really know how to bring it up. And she goes, I assume so, because like your voice is a little bit deeper and it cracks all the time and your neck hair is all crazy and she goes, yeah, and your chest is so flat. I mean, like, wow, it looks great. And I was like, yep. Yeah, again, with the chest, like, people, I guess they just think that the testosterone does that for you, because before, like, when we had spoken last, I didn't have a binder yet, and, she was the most aware person of my chest in my entire life, because, I mean, we've known each other for a very long time, and, so even though people couldn't, even without binding, people don't notice my chest because of the way that I stand and stuff, she had noticed that I'd been, standing up straighter and that my chest looked flatter. She didn't know that I had got a binder at that point, so she just assumed it was the testosterone that did that for me. So that was funny. And again, I mean, we were in class, so I didn't really have the time to explain that that was not the case. I just let it slide. And then the same person, in that class, I also sat near this other girl who was talking about how when girls take steroids, they get downstairs growth, and And so, later my friend was like, so does testosterone do that to you? Like, you're growing a penis, right? And I was like, sort of. And she goes, oh my God, that's so exciting. You can pee standing up now. And I was like, this one I explained. I was like, it doesn't work that way. The growth is not as big as you're imagining it to be, and that's not where you pee from. And you have to have surgery to connect that to be able to pee standing up. And she just kind of looked. She was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but I do pee standing up because I have a stand-up-pee device. And she just kind of went, oh, all right. And I was like, I don't really know what to say to you now. So that was pretty funny because I don't know why people just think, I think people are overestimating testosterone. They're just assuming it's some magical drug that does everything for you. But no, most of it is surgeries. Yeah. So pretty funny situations. They were really awkward at the time because there are times when I feel like it's not the right time or place to be explaining things like that. I mean, this girl I had known for 7 years at that point, and I felt comfortable enough explaining to her that that's not really how it works. But there are some people that, if I wasn't as close to them, it just wouldn't matter, and it wouldn't be something I'd explain because why would I? But yeah, I think that at those points, I just kind of laugh it off and enjoy these funny memories that I have. So anyway, if you have any funny situations like this, let me know. If you enjoy these comical little stories that I tell about my embarrassment, let me know, because I'll continue to tell them. So, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. Message me. Leave them down below. If you would like to donate to my top surgery fund, message me and I'll send you the link. And that is all. I am trying to get the sister Q&A thing going, but it's just timing is not happening. So I will do that we will do that when the timing is right. But it is not right at this point. So, but it is going to happen eventually. I promise. See you guys.